guys, long time no see. Today I will be going over my 2025 sophomore watercolor class pieces. I can show a few pieces before I took this class, but the work that is in here is strictly like this class from August to December of just my progress. So this is actually dated from 11/29/24 of the first time that I had worked with watercolor, just getting a test and feel of how watercolor is, and I used the same watercolor set through everything. So let's get started. Okay, so this is my first piece that I have done. It is a still life of a vase and then a small little glass bell that I have sitting on top of a small book in the corner of my dorm. This was monochromatic and just whatever you got down. I really love this piece, especially being my first piece. She said that it was really good too. My professor, I love my professor to death. I've had her since the beginning of my freshman year, and she is so down to earth, and she likes to critique very, not harsh, but she'll tell you the truth. She won't sugarcoat anything. So her telling me that this first piece was really good and you can see how much effort I put into it really made me so excited. I think the only thing that I would change is definitely the background. I have a really big problem with not putting enough in the background, and you'll definitely see that in my future pieces. But she had commented how she wanted it a little darker in the background just to bring out the front pieces. But overall, this was a really fun piece to make. Next, I have this still life that contains two glass pieces, a plant that is my roommate's, and then this is also my roommate's jewelry box, which she gave to me, and I love it. I am a really big fan of drawing glass in general, and so being able to put these pieces in there, tried really hard to capture the light and the essence of glass. I also really enjoyed doing the leaves on it. I don't know, something about it. I think she said it's a snake plant, so the pattern of it, I really enjoyed it, especially when I was able to add the smaller details and the dirt in here. She also really puts it in there that we need to do interaction of color. So I have the blues from this, from the jewelry case. I tried to keep the yellows connected. And in my next piece, you'll definitely see what I'm talking about. So this was the next piece, and that interaction of color you can see everywhere. I tried to keep the oranges together, the blues, it's all in the background, which I did notice that there is a little nick in this, and I'm gonna have to fix that somehow because this is gonna be hung up in a show that I have next month. And I'm so upset that there's a nick in it. This assignment, she specifically said to work with glass. So you can see the progression from this glass, which it's the same exact glass, to this glass. I definitely tried to capture the light more and having the interaction of color. Let me get a side by side. Well, I guess I could do this. So I was able to keep the same bottle, obviously. You can see where I tried to capture more of the lights where each indentation is, and in here it's kind of flat and more all of the same. When I tried to keep every yellow, every brown, the blues aren't in this that much, but I tried to keep every color together. I really enjoyed this piece, especially doing the background, because again, I keep the background pretty simple, pretty plain. For this next piece, it got really small, which I absolutely adore. I fell in love with doing small paintings just because I can capture so much in such a small area that it takes everything in me not to work on this for hours. I want to take appreciation for the detail that I feel like I did a really good job at, especially over here with these flowers, and then this little dead flower right here. I really enjoyed how I was able to keep all of the colors. Even though this is brown and dead and very withered, I still had the colors sprinkled in there a little bit, if you can see. And then this sunflower, capturing how, not 3D it is, but how wilted it has become, and then how these flowers are still pretty alive and the rose is pretty alive. And then just the whole vase itself, I like that I was able to capture the light and how it holds everything together. I love this piece so much. This is 2 vases that have not been shown yet, and then this little porcelain deer statue that I have. This is everything. I hope that one day I can make a print of this. I absolutely adore drawing glass again. It's more porcelain, but it's still got that slick reflection. I love how I was able to capture a little bit of the detail. The bottles are definitely more detailed than this, but I didn't want to take away from the deer, and I also didn't want to take away from the bottles, so I just captured a little bit of what the whole thing looks like and a little bit of the gold details on it. I really enjoyed doing the whole thing. As a whole, it just feels like me. It feels more like a self-portrait than anything. Especially with the deer. I resonate with deer so very much, and I love them with my whole heart, and so this whole piece just feels like a self-portrait. Unfortunately, I don't have my last piece here just because I accidentally left it in my apartment, but I will put it up on the screen. This piece is actually so very special to me just because these salt lamps are my grandpa's, that he has up on a beautiful drawer in his beautiful house, and honestly, I wanted to make a challenge for myself. I wanted to capture the light instead of using the light to capture something else. Now, at first, I kind of just see glowing chicken nuggets, and I'm my worst critic, so of course I'm not going to be the best fan of it, but if you look at it, you can see salt lamps, or at least I think you could see salt lamps, and I had a really fun time trying to capture that light and trying to keep it soft while still sharp because they are rocks. And if you go from my first piece to my last piece, you can definitely see the progress in only the span of a few months with little to no actual help, if that makes sense. You know, the professor just kind of said, go at it, do this. And I kind of took that and ran with it. I am very proud of where I came. I mean, this simple composition to then going smaller and making such tight, such, I would say realistic, more semi-realistic pieces. So just do what you love, be comfortable with whatever you want to do, and keep practicing. I mean, again, this is only the span of a few months. I tried to take everything that was given to me and ran with it, and over time I just got better. I just got better. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.